Or maybe it's a dead animal. Not sure. It's on the middle of the path actually. So I should be recording. The animals get skinned alive. It looks like the skin. It looks like the animal's skinned alive. Weird. Animals, and they don't fail to mesmerize. They're like the insects of nature. The fact is that the Buddha would probably love fish more than a dog that can smell evil. Actually, not every dog barks at me like I'm evil, but you have to understand why. Like, why are they doing that? It's because they're enemies of the lotus. Any animal will be enemies of. I've meditated for like 4 years straight. They're enemies of the non-universe. They're simple. They just think that Christ is evil. Basically, he's a lotus sutra is evil. But a fish won't. You know? At least a fish will accept will accept dharma. You know? They'll accept death and decay, life and birth. You know? But something like a chained dog won't. Like, they'll bark at someone for years, if not decades. And then it'll get worse because a human will be like, ooh, that dog has the sixth sense. This is why they can smell. They can smell things we can't. But explain as to why they work. In fact, it's most likely that if you're being murdered, it's most likely that the dog will just sit there, you know. No offense. Yeah, so we gotta walk home from found my coat. I'm keeping it because it was on a pole, like someone. It was really well placed for someone to see. It was on a pole like that. So we're gonna keep the coat. But it's a nice coat. It's Tommy Hilfiger. I think they want you to pick it up, basically. I wouldn't have taken it if, like, if a drunk teenager didn't leave it there. Like, I don't know. Really nice Tommy Hilfiger coat. Wait, I'll leave my TC at sunoco, so I'm just walking back. And I didn't have work until tomorrow when it's fixed. Yeah, the brakes, the windshield wipers are all like shredded apart. Like the brakes are bad. Like the right brake is bad. I hear about that. It's electric scooters basically for me because I tell line like I'm getting lazy, but I tell line not lazy, but it's too consecutive. So I tell line the tappets on the camshaft because I hit a really big pothole. And I'm just going to check the alignment before I tune it this time because whenever I get to a stoplight, it revs up and then down. So I got to check the alignment because it's doing something much differently than it did before I hit the pothole. And it'll give me a chance to lean it out. So I'll check the tappets on my gas scooter. I mean, life is life, or I could take a break for a week. And that's what's cool about nature is you can always take a break. It's just that I had a cold. I was supposed to do this Monday, but I had a cold for like 4 days. You can hear my voice is kind of like groggy, and like I'm out of energy because it feels like I did like 3 laps because of the cold because I was constantly coughing. That I had a cold for like, I'd say a week. It took a week to heal. 6 days. 6 days. So I can't work. Like I said, I can work, right? I have to fix my gas scooter to go to work. But there ain't no way I'm gonna work with I'm not one of those people that, even if you give me a cold, I'm not one of those people that go to work. Like, if you give me a cold and I have a cold, I'm just gonna try to not go to work. I'm trying not to be forced to pay for bills and stuff, I believe land and nature is more important than like money. But I do have an advantage, like of an advantage and a disadvantage. You'd say that I don't have an advantage. Well, think about it, like, if you think about it, neither do you. Wouldn't it be great to have like a scooter shop in the suburbs? Like, you wouldn't have to go to DC or something for repairs. I have to sneak into my house and so I don't want door open on there. And I'll just work on my scooter. Just have to check the tappets. And then, yeah. That's about it. But it's hard to get to the tappets because with the plastic shroud, the air cover, because it's air cooled. So you remove that. Get to the shroud, and then you get to the tappets. Alright, I'm going to quit the live.